Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's amazing episode. We've been doing a series, and the very last tutorial was with the Lambda functions, and we seek to continue in this episode. All right, so we ended with something as this for a typical example of a Lambda function. Well, if you've not got the time to go through the Lambda function, or you've not seen it yet, I'll leave the link in the description box, and then you can then click on it. Make sure you go through that first, and then you'll be able to understand what has been done so far, and you'll be able to track along with us. All right, so in today's episode, it will be quite brief. What we are doing is how to apply this one-liner function. Functions are supposed to be things that can be replicated. In some cases, you really want to replicate a function. You want to just use it once and then maybe get an output and pass it into some sort of extra work or extra functions. So what we are doing is to just sort of run this whole one-liner in one step. Now, what would have done ideally is to, after building this function, to replicate. Let me run this. To replicate, we always call the function, let's say in this case, SM3 on our variables. Let's say 23, 10, and then 5. Then that gives us an output. All right. So what we can also do, instead of just running the SM3 on the parameters or the actual values. Okay. Now on the Spider editor, for me to see an output, I need to place this in a print statement so that I'll then have an output on the console. Okay, so we have the output. Okay. The other alternative is to then just run this whole code. So you can just have your block of code in a separate parenthesis and then open another parenthesis on its right. And then you just keep in your arguments. So which is, let's use same values, 23, 10, and then 5. Okay, so we have our Lambda function in one parenthesis and then the real variables in another parenthesis. Okay, and that gives us the same output. Now, for us to print it directly on the editor, we just place this in a print. So you can put everything, box everything up in a print with a parenthesis. Okay, and we have the two different outputs. Okay. The other alternative is to, after calling the SM3, you could just run SM3 also in one parenthesis. And then by inference, just place our values also in the next parenthesis, which will take the same pattern as line 13. All right, so there are different ways of executing your Lambda function that's running it on your data. Rather than just the first approach, you can use this or the line 13 or line 14. Okay, so whenever you're writing a script that demands the function to be used just once, you don't need to replicate the function series of times through your code. You can just apply this approach and then you get your output quickly. That's all for today's session. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you have any question, just leave it in the comment box and then the team and myself would address your concerns. Okay, do have a wonderful time. And then like we always say, keep aspiring for the top because it's always bigger at the top to accommodate all of us. Okay, so be good and a great Pythonista. Have a wonderful day. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe. Then you can also turn on the post notification so you're always updated on any updates or any posts we make. Then don't forget to like, share, and then also leave a comment. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.